The lobby of Sterling Heights Bank was cold, marble floors, silver rails, and fake smiles. A line of customers waited impatiently beneath polished chandeliers. And at the very back of that line sat Daniel Cole, silent in his sleek black wheelchair. His suit was clean and pressed, his watch worth more than the cars in the parking lot. But nobody looked twice at him. To them, he was just another man in a wheelchair, another customer. And that was fine with him. He preferred it that way. He didn't need attention. He was here for a purpose. He rolled forward as the line moved glacially. Some people stared at him out of pity. Others looked away, but nobody knew the truth. Daniel Cole owned this bank. He just hadn't told anyone yet. At teller window 3 stood Samantha Hartley, fake blonde hair, inch-thick foundation, and a stare sharp enough to cut stone. Her smile worked overtime for rich-looking customers, and disappeared whenever someone she deemed less important walked up. "So what do you want?" Samantha finally snapped as Daniel reached her counter. Her tone wasn't customer service. It was venom. Daniel looked up at her calmly. "I'd like to make a transfer, large amount. I was told this branch could assist." She raised a brow. "A transfer? What are you transferring, disability checks?" A few people in line gasped. Daniel didn't flinch. "No, private equity funds," she scoffed loudly. "Right, and I'm the Queen of England. Do you even have an account here?" "Yes," he said, voice still calm. "Daniel Cole," she typed aggressively. Then paused, her face tightened. "Account status, executive-level private banking, priority client." But Samantha wasn't about to be embarrassed. Her ego wouldn't allow it. So she leaned over the counter and hissed, "Listen to me, sir. Your kind usually gets confused. This isn't a charity bank. If you're trying some scam or fraud," he blinked. "My kind? You heard me?" She smiled cruelly. "Now move along before I have security escort you out." Daniel stared at her for the first time. His expression changed. Not anger, disappointment. "Call them," he said. Fine, she would. 2 bulky security guards walked up, hands already near their belts like they were ready to drag him outside. "Sir, we need you to leave the premises," one ordered. "On what grounds?" Daniel asked. The guard shrugged. "Bank policy? Whose policy?" The guard froze. Daniel turned his head slowly towards Samantha. "Would you like to explain," he said to her, still composed, "why you want me removed from my own bank?" Samantha laughed. "Your bank? Please, you can't even stand up." Daniel smiled faintly. He pressed a button beside his wheelchair, and a black earpiece clicked on. "Send them in?" The glass doors of the bank burst open. 7 men in dark suits walked in. Not security, not police, FBI. If you're still watching, subscribe and turn on post notifications, 'cause what happens next changes everything. Real badges, real authority, and real trouble for people who thought they could act without consequences. The room froze. People backed away. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "What is happening?" The lead agent walked up to Daniel. "Mr. Cole, sorry for the delay." Traffic on 5th Avenue. Samantha's eyes widened. You know him?" The agent looked confused. Then he turned to her. "Know him?" "Lady, are you okay?" "You're talking to Daniel Cole, founder of Cole Financial Group. He owns this bank. Actually, this entire banking network." Gasps filled the lobby. The customers looked stunned. The guard stepped back immediately. Samantha froze like a statue. Her mouth hung open. Suddenly, her face wasn't confident. It was shaking. "The transfer he came here to make," the FBI agent continued. "That was the final step in his acquisition of Sterling Heights Bank. This branch? It now falls under his personal management." Dead silence. Daniel finally spoke again. "Miss Hartley, you made a mistake today." She panicked. "Please, I didn't know. I was just—" He stopped her with one look. "That's the problem. People like you judge based on what you think you see. You thought I was poor. You thought disability meant weakness. You judge me based on my skin. Based on a story you made up in your head." He paused. "But I don't need an apology. I don't want an excuse. I want a lesson." He rolled forward, face unbreakable. "You're fired. Effective immediately. Security, escort her out." She started crying. Please, I need this job." You should have thought about that before you forgot how to treat people, he said. Wait, she cried. You can't do this! Daniel turned. I already did. The guards took her by the arms. And by the way, Daniel added, we're reviewing every customer interaction you've ever handled. So if there are other victims, you'll be facing more than losing your job. She was dragged out screaming. But Daniel wasn't done. He looked at the stunned room of customers staring back at him. For those of you watching, remember this. No matter where you are in life, treat people with respect. You never know who you're talking to. You never know someone's story. We don't rise by stepping on others. We rise by lifting. A quiet round of applause began. Then the applause grew. The entire bank was clapping. Daniel turned to the manager. This bank is under new leadership. Every employee will undergo customer dignity training. And we're opening a new funding program for small businesses, including disabled, entrepreneurs who've been denied loans because bankers judge them like Ms. Hartley did. Someone called out, "You're a hero, man!" He shook his head. No, I'm just someone who didn't stop moving forward, just because life put me in a chair. He rolled toward the door, but stopped. I forgot, he said. I came to make a transfer. The FBI agent laughed. Already done, sir. Perfect.